This here's a little ditty about a boy named Sue. Well, my daddy left home when I was 3, and it didn't leave much to Ma and me. Just this old guitar and empty bottle of booze. Well, I don't blame him, cause he run and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. Boy must have thought that it was quite a joke, cause it got a lot of laughs from lots of folks. Seems I had to fight my whole life through. Some gal would giggle and I'd get red, some guy'd laugh and I'd bust his head. I tell ya, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard and my wits got keen. I'd run from town to town to hide my shame. But I made me a vow to the moon and stars that I'd thirst the honky-tonks and bars and kill that man that gave me that awful name. Well, it was Gatlinburg in mid-July, and I just hit town and my throat was dry. I thought I'd stop and have myself a brew at an old saloon on the street of mud. There at a table, dealing studs, sat the dirty mangy dog that named me Sue. Well, I knew that snake was my old sweet dad from a worn out picture that my mother had. I knew that scar in his cheek and his evil eye. He was big and bent, gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood ran cold, and I said, "My name is Sue, how do you do? Now you gonna die." Yeah, that's what I told him. Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes, and he went down, but to my surprise, come up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. But I busted a chair right across his teeth, and we crashed through the wall and into the streets, kicking in the gouge and the mud and the blood and the beer. Well, I tell ya, I fought tougher men, but I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. Oh, I heard him laugh and I heard him cuss, and he went for his gun and I pulled mine first, and I stood there looking at me and I saw him smile. He said, "Son, this world is rough, and if a man's gotta make it, he's gotta be tough." And I knew I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I give you that name and I said goodbye. I knew you'd have to get tougher than I, and it's that name that helped to make you strong. He said, "Now you just fought one hell of a fight, and I know you hate me and you got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the gravel in your guts and the spit in your eye, cause I'm the son of a bitch that named you Sue." What could I do? What could I do? I got all choked up and I threw down my gun, and I called him Paul and he called me his son. And I come away with a different point of view. And I think about him now and then, every time I try and every time I win. And if I ever have a son, I think I'm gonna name him Bill or George or anything but Sue. I still hate that name.